ओके वी आर लाइव अगेन भाई। पिछला वाला में दिक्कत आ गया था, मेरा जियो का रिचार्ज ही ख़त्म हो गया था। दिमाग ख़राब। क्या हाल है भाइयों के? अतरंगी शर्मा जी, को अरे अतरंगी शर्मा जी, अरे ये है ना, सनी है ना, ललित। पहचान कौन? अरे ठरके। वन लेग। म्यूजिक आ रहा है तुम लोग को? म्यूजिक आवाज हम जान रहे हैं, नाटक कर रहे हैं। और सनी 4-5 अकाउंट से ऑनलाइन आएगा का भाई? हाँ थोड़ा सा डिले चलता है ये वाला। अब अतरंगी शर्मा जी कौन है भाई? ललित? सनी शर्मा? ये साला नहीं सुधरेगा। अबे तुम ही आना अतरंगी शर्मा जी है भाई, खुद को क्यों क्यों पूछ रहा है?
MPT
अच्छा हाँ, इंस्टाग्राम में भी भाई। इंस्टाग्राम में तो हैक हो गया था भाई। इसका कौन कौन चूतिया काट देता है ना, मतलब अजीब हो गया, अजीब। यू हैक कैसे हो जाता तुम लोग?
TV episode 4,375. Okay, I made that up, but we are back. We are in the studio. I got my main man, Luis, certified legit Rivera. Luis,
What's up?
What's up?
हाँ लगता है हैक्ड वाला भाई.
Life, man. Just living. It's a great fucking day. Let's go.
Great day. So, talk about something. This is your second time on the podcast.
Yep.
And
भाई अतरंगी शर्मा जी कौन है भाई? लस कर रहा है भाई.
the whole concept of
भाई अतरंगी शर्मा से मार करना है हमको बोल रहा है और सनी बोल रहा है हाँ हाँ आओ. इस तरह सनी नाटक कर रहा है भाई कंप्लीट. बहुत हराम है पब्लिक है.
PTV is entrepreneur, it's restaurant, it's ideas. And I wanted to have you on because I watched an episode of America's Best Restaurants in the hot tub this morning. So I don't know if I get you freaked out that I was in the swim trunks chilling. Didn't send anybody any random pictures this time.
Right.
Just don't do that. If you send somebody a video from the hot tub and you're talking to them, it might look like you're in the bathtub, might be a little weird. Found that out.
हाँ सनी नाटक कर रहा है जानता नहीं इलेक्शन.
Long story. But
बहुत रामी
watching
बहुत
you
रामी.
on ABR on the tube, and you were at Ernie's. Is it Ernie's Steakhouse?
Ernie's Cafe and Steakhouse, yeah.
And that's it.
अब अतरंगी शर्मा जी रिप्लाई करे कुछ हार्ड सा. अब सनी तुरंत दूसरा फोन में अपना गया होगा रिप्लाई करने के लिए.
In Missouri, Columbia.
Columbia, Missouri, yeah.
Okay. And what got my attention, I want to talk to you about was I was reflecting on that episode.
काट दो भाई काट दो.
Last year when we were doing episodes. So the vision behind America's Best Restaurants for y'all out there, just to put some context in this, is I've thought about 4, 5, 6 years ago, what if we not only
आज काम कर रहा है ललित भाई. कब से बनाएगा मेरा वीडियो ललित?
like 2 days ago. What's the restaurant 2 days ago that's got like
सनी का तो हालत खराब है.
Lake Inn in Lapeer, Michigan.
Lake Inn. We filmed there as well.
Yep.
Were you the host?
Yes.
So he hosted that episode. It's on their Facebook page, Lake Inn, Lapeer, Michigan. They also became a client of ours. We're taking them down the journey of creating a multi-pronged marketing strategy that will help do some badass stuff. But their Facebook post went live 2 days ago, and last time I looked, this morning was like 950 comments and like 800 people in a database, and like 20 already walked in the door the first day.
Yeah.
So it's going bonkers.
Yes.
We've always been forced to leverage other mediums to build an audience for our clients. And I had this vision about what if we owned Yelp? Because there's some opportunities that Yelp has from a standpoint of getting eyeballs and fingers and all that good stuff, people clicking.
Right.
What if we had that traffic and we could leverage it for good? For the good of the independent restaurant. And then the other part of me is I would travel, and one of the ones that hit me big time was I was in Orange, California. I was with Joseph Mahone at Burger Parlor, which is now called Jack's Chicken. And Joseph and I did a little interview, and his story was bonkers. Like, I don't know if he still has them. Joseph, you're watching this because he watched it and listened to all my stuff. I don't know if you still have the Captain Crunch milkshakes at this place, but
That's
get
awesome.
Captain Crunch milkshakes. It was off the, what is that word I'm looking for? Off the hook. That one brain fart there. But we did a video, and the stuff he dropped in the video was cold.
आ गए भाई तुम.
And his customers don't know this. And so take all of that together, and one of the biggest visions for me with America.
थोड़ा कम कर प्रीव्यू वाला साउंड. कौन सा प्रीव्यू? ये प्रीमियर का कि गाना का म्यूजिक? जल्दी बोल, सुबह पनवेल निकलना है. नाटक करेगा सनी, देंगे थाप से 2 थाप. नीलांज जैसा सो न रही है भाई. रुकना 1 बजे कॉल करेंगे. उठी रहना. करेगी नाटक प्रीमियर कहाँ आवाज
restaurants is that in 5 years from now,
कितना आवाज
2022 now, 2027 will be a household name.
Yep.
Consumers will know to go to americasbestrestaurants.com to find badass restaurants like yours, not the chains, not the Wendy's, not the Raising Cane's, the badass local independents that pay the bills in our community. But one of the big thing for me was also we got to have their story out there. And so,
मत
long
सुना
story
मोटी
short,
बता दे
watching
रहा
the
है
episode
जो गई
this
तुम
morning,
खलास
and I reflected
करके
on
उठाएंगे।
last year that last year we would visit 6, 7, 8,
फटाफट
9,
बस
10
2-3
restaurants.
पॉडकास्ट एडिट कर ले
Get in
आसान
there,
एडिटिंग है ज़्यादा
we'd
कुछ
have a
hard
quick
नहीं।
conversation, we'd prep a little, we'd create some pretty cool content. We'd get their story.
फिलहाल जैसे देखो तो अतरंगी
A
शर्मा
lot
जी
of
कौन
it
है
revolved
थोड़ा
around the food and little
परेशान कर रहा है
tidbits
हमको
about how they got started. What you did on this episode with Ernie's, you knew before you walked in that restaurant, you knew because you probably talked to him for a little bit, but you knew information that allowed you to create unique conversations in that episode. That to me is what makes people want to go back. So talk about, I guess first that what you found out and why you tied those stories in, because what made it catch your attention versus the food.
So for me,
Good
this is
girl,
kinda
good
like
girl.
a little secret, but I'll still kind of say it here.
So it's
When-
not a secret anymore.
Well, it's not a secret anymore. So when I go on the road and I'm going to host an episode at a restaurant, I never look at the website. I never look at the menu, ever. The reason is because I want to be surprised. I want you to show me what you want to show me.
Okay.
And nobody can talk about your restaurant better than you.
You know,
Right?
I never met Christy before we got married.
There you go.
Just kidding.
So that was one thing, because I want to see it kind of like through the eyes of a child. When kids are young, I remember I was in the plane going to
फिलहाल
New
जैसा
York
ये
before-
अतरंगी शर्मा जी
before
परेशान कर रहा है
Labor Day
भाई
weekend for Winkfest, right? So I get on the plane and there is this gentleman with these two kids, and the two kids, I was on a 1x2, meaning there's one side, one seat on one side and then two on the other side. So I was on a 1x2 plane, and the kids are sitting in the row behind me on the other side, and everything to them was fascinating.
Oh, yeah. They,
Right?
they get the little wings.
Yeah, everything to them is fascinating, like how the seat belts work, how the little TV works. So I try to channel that when I walk into a restaurant. I want to see it through the eyes of a child, because everything is fascinating to them. To us, we take it for granted. But when you see it through the eyes of a child, everything is new. Everything's amazing. It's like, oh my God, how does that work?
सनी भाई
So when I walk into a restaurant, I
नाटक
walk
कर
in
रहा
like
है
that, and I also try to find what is one string that I can pull, and then weave a conversation out of that string.
Okay.
Okay, so at Ernie's, there were a couple things. The cool neon sign that says Ernie, that was a focal point. The artwork of Dick Tracy,
तुमसे नीलान जैसा
that was
बात
done by
करना
Chester
चाहती है
Gould, that
अतरंगी
was super
शर्मा जी
cool. And then I also noticed the big painting of Jerry Garcia. I don't understand. all the-
बहुत आराम है नीलान जैसा तुम भाई देख लिए तुमको अरे बाप रे बाप बहुत गोड़ करती है
Why do they exist? Why are they here?
अरे
Exactly,
बाप
because those
रे
elements are part of the story of not only the restaurant but also the owner. He might not be the original owner, but he has a connection with those items, right? And at the end of the day, dude, nobody does business with a business. People do business with the people they know, like, and trust, who just so happen to either own a business or work in a business. Think about all the restaurants you go to on a weekly basis, especially the mom and pops. That is the truth. And especially if you're a creature of habit, which most of us are, you want to go and seat at the section that, for example, Matt is going to serve, because Matt knows my name. Matt knows exactly what I order. Matt knows the name of my family. So when I walked into Ernie's, I felt that. And it was literally just looking at it through the eyes of a child, and I have to understand, why is all this here? And how does this all connect not only with the owner, but how does the owner disseminate that to the community?
And one thing on accident, one of the best decisions we made was by running really fast last summer.
Yeah.
So to put some context, and this is kind of a funny story, we started doing the van and road shows, and we tested in April or May and June, and then we went full force in July. And we were doing, I believe, every 3 hours. I think we had like a
Yeah, we had a lull in the middle.
yeah, we had a lull in the middle.
Yeah.
I want you to picture this. You got the Mercedes van. We got the back's like a limo. And we would go
एलान
in
जैसा
and
इसको
shoot,
झेल दो भाई आज
and then
आज
we'd
तुम
always
यही
have
कर
like a-
सकते
because we
हो
would try and put these restaurants 5 or 10
तुम यहीं पर
minutes
आज मेरा मदद
We're
कर
in,
सकती हो नीलान जैसा
Charlotte, and we don't want to be on north and west. We want to be right near each other. Go north to south, I guess you could say. And so we'd be like 5 restaurants up north, and we'd have a 9, a noon, a 3,
कौन सा गेम
a
में
6, and a 9 o'clock at night. And we would inevitably end up in a gas station parking lot in the van, knocked out. All back there snoring and freaking drool, and then we'd wake up and go to the next place.
Right.
So one day, I want to say it was me and Schlatter. I don't know what happened, but we scheduled 10 shoots in one day. 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. I want to say it was. We did 10 shoots, and we never got tired. And so, of course, me, being I'm a marketing guy, I'm a capitalist, I want to see things happen.
Right.
Like, screw it, 10 visits a day.
Yeah.
So we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. Well, what happened by doing those 10 visits a day is it sped up our ability to find failure quicker. And we have found a lot of failure the past 18 months.
Yeah.
We're approaching $2 million, which is still hard for me to say out loud sometimes, but $2 million that we have spent, that we have invested to grow this brand. And it comes with a lot of advantages. Because had we did 1 or 2 episodes a day for 6 months, we might not have found these things.
Right.
And what we have found is a better way to produce what we are, which is a micro TV show built for the phone, built for the independent restaurant owner. And what I think happens a lot is owners take for granted their story or some of the context to it. Like I related, what was his name from Ernie's?
Tom.
Wasn't Bert?
No.
Okay. So I related with Tom because one thing he said, which I always catch myself saying, is I say, my girlfriend in college, my wife now, Christy. And he said that.
Right.
And so that stuck out to me. And he was talking about the Sam. What was her first name?
Is Christine.
Christine. That's what I thought. Let's say it was Christine because I even feel like I got more. But the Christine sandwich and the sandwich that's on the menu. But knowing that context to me is a difference maker. And so there's a couple things to unpack here. Number one, how this show.
अतरंगी शर्मा को सनी शर्मा से
ago,
कुछ काम है
we didn't have the time when you're
सनी तो तेरा अकाउंट था ना भाई हैक हो गया क्या
restaurants at 12 to 14 hours.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have a whole lot of time to go, hey, what's up with that picture? Okay, cool. Let's talk now.
Yeah.
And we've leveled up the production, the quality of the equipment.
Yeah.
The camera teams are, Austin and Ryan are awesome. You and Greg are killing it. David and his team on the back end are doing great stuff. And the editors, Veron, our international team are doing great. So everybody's crushing it.
भाई वेरॉन मेरा नाम को वेरॉन बोल रहा है भाई वेरॉन I'm वरुण देखो क्या बोला
On the back end are doing great stuff. And the editors, Veron, our international team are doing great. So
God
everybody's
damn!
crushing it. But one of the big things that stuck out to me was
भाई तेरा नहीं है भाई देख रहे नीलान जैसा क्या क्लेश हो रहा है यहाँ
also we've leveled up the production, the quality. How a year ago we didn't have the time when you're shooting 8 to 10 restaurants at 12 to 14 hours.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have a whole lot of time to go, hey, what's up with that picture? Okay, cool. Let's talk now.
Yeah.
And we've leveled up the production, the quality of the equipment.
Yeah.
The camera teams are, Austin and Ryan are awesome. You and Greg are killing it. David and his team on the back end are doing great stuff. And the editors, Veron, our international team are doing great. So everybody's crushing it. But one of the big things that stuck out to me was that you mentioned a minute ago. You said we all have our restaurants we go to. And
भाई तुम लोग क्या बात कर रहा है भाई ये पीसी से खेल देगा क्या बोल रही है ये सब हमको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है कुछ कोई गिव अवे कर दो
I'm not gonna lie, I eat it probably half independents a week and half chains. I eat at Chipotle.
तुम लोग अलग टेंशन में बात कर रहे हैं भाई किस बात का ऊपर
Because they have my attention.
Shout out to Cole on that one.
My son, Jesus, that
The
kid.
$26 burrito.
Yeah, Cole had like a $26 burrito one. I don't know what it was in there, like maybe gold rings or something. Guy's like, oh, I lost my finger now. I had a ring. It's yours now. But the reason we eat at them is that number one, I passed 3 Chipotles to get home. And so when I see Chipotle,
नाटक
they
क्यों
do
कर रही
a
है
good
भाई
job of marketing. They've built the brand. Which, by the way, I also am I have a better excuse also that when they had their first location on UC's campus, I don't know if I've told you this before, They were a lady named K
सनी तुम तो अलग है फिराक हुए हो।
and Chipotle was
देख नीलांजी सर तेरा नंबर
in
मांग
one
रहा है,
location
दे
on
दे।
UC's campus, University of Cincinnati, and she would trade us WGRR for advertising, and then she would always
Huh.
slide under the table a big stack of free taco cards to me. I had a period for me, like 6 months, where me and Jimmy LaBarbera and Doug Smith ate Chipotle like 4 days a week.
देख रहा है अभिजीत भाई क्या क्लेश हो रहा है यहाँ पे। तुम ही कुछ कर सकता है अभिजीत भाई अब। अबे एडिटिंग लाइव स्ट्रीम है भाई, कुछ इज्जत रखो मेरे उस लाइव स्ट्रीम का। क्या बोल रहा सनी चैट में तुम? ना जान ना पहचान भाई, लाइव पीसीपी ये लोग एक डस्टर से नंबर मांग रहे हैं। एक दूसरे से नंबर मांग ललित का मांग रहे थे। मेरा यहाँ पे रिजेक्शन तो को फेस करना पड़ रहा है अनफॉर्चुनेटली। अरे बाप
And
रे।
nobody knew what it was. Like, I had no clue. It was a taco. I thought it was an independent. It was like this mom and pop taco shop on UC's campus.
सनी भाई बहुत खराब बोल रहा है।
That's probably worldwide.
नीलाजी तो देख देख भाई देख, हम रहते तो भाई अभी हम घर वर छोड़ के दौड़ने लगते रास्ता में 2-3 किलोमीटर।
Phenomenal. Right. But I eat there more often because
ललित नंबर नहीं देगा भाई तुम लोग
they have my attention.
गे बॉयज।
But then I have other connections. I've got Better Blend, which I eat at probably 6 to 7 times a week.
डिस्कॉर्ड सर्वर हो गया। तुम डिस्कॉर्ड में कब गई बे? और तुमको डिस्कॉर्ड यूज करने आता है बे? भाई हमको ही नहीं आता है ये सब चीज।
And the connection there is a lot of different ones. I know the owner. I like
सनी
the
शर्मा,
product.
सनी
They have
शर्मा
great-
को ब्लॉक करो।
great customer
छेड़ता
service.
है।
It's easy to order on their website and go pick it up. And then also my son's friend. Like last night I pulled up, I'm on a phone call, conference call in my car, and I had placed my order, and his friend sees me out there, and I looked at the window, I see him, and then he brings it out to me. Because he's like, what are you doing? And he just walks out, gives my order, and he's like, here, Mary, Splat. So there's all these reasons that you connect with restaurants. Sometimes it's the ones that we say. You can outspend or you can outsmart.
Right.
Chipotle doesn't have a story I give a shit about. Bert and Ernie's do.
सनी शर्मा को मत बोल
But
भाई।
Ernie's
ललित
can't be done.
अतरंगी शर्मा नहीं,
And
सनी
you
है,
pulled it
नाटक
out.
कर रहा है भाई।
And you could have
बहुत हरामी चीज हो गया, देख रहा है।
and not asked why is there a Jerry Garcia. I keep wanting to say Cherry Garcia because I think that's an ice cream flavor. at,
Yeah, from
Ben
Ben and Jerry's. Yeah.
But you pulled that out of him. But he also knew the story because I never forget. I was at a restaurant recently, and I asked one of the employees. That was the initials.
ही
I
इज
said,
क्यूट
"What's
भाई,
the
देख
initials?"
रहा है
I said,
अतरंगी शर्मा
"What's
जी
the
गे भी है।
I don't know. I was like, okay. Did you start? I've been here 7 years.
Wow.
How the hell do you not know the owner's name? But a lot of that starts at the top. And so I like the fact that in your interview with him, that you got out of him a lot more about him, about his wife, about the team, about the customers, because he mentioned he had breakfast with the customer the prior
भाई
day.
हमको क्यूट क्यों बोलेगा
And you
भाई?
did about the food, because
नॉटी
food is
बॉय,
the byproduct.
नॉटी।
Like I'm going to Wall Teaching Post tonight. Me, Christy, Cole, and Paige. And I love the rye bread. I'll get steak and ribs. I'm still struggling in my mind. Am I going to get a giant steak or
अतरंगी
or
शर्मा
ribs?
जी
I might
भाई,
get both, so I can have the other one. Eat the
Naughty,
rest of the
naughty,
ribs. The
हैं?
ribs heat up really good. I don't know if you knew that or
लगता है
not.
लाइट को ब्लू करना
And-
होगा।
I'm not necessarily going there. The food is awesome, but the service is always top notch. But I also have a connection because I grew up going there when Billy would walk around with his hand in his pocket. He always walked around with his hand in his pocket. I don't know why. I just remember as a kid, like, what's this dude doing? He's got his hand in his pocket. I love the horse racing theme. I love the darkness.
Yeah.
and the
क्यों करिए ऐसे
coziness.
नीलांजन से?
The food, yes, is good, but there's so many other things to it. And I think that's what a lot.
एक सेकंड हम आते हैं। ओ मित्रों, हाँ नहीं लाने चाह तुमको क्यों नहीं, सब चीज़ तुमको सब चीज़ चाहिए ना आज। आज जो आज के लिए इतना ही भाई, आज अब जा रहा सोने, अब मन नहीं कर रहा काम करने का। ठीक है ललित भाई, कब कब से काम करेगा ललित? कल से करना। रिलान जैसा कॉल कर दे तुमको, हम 15-20 मिनट में हगने जा रहे थोड़ा। चलो मिलता है।